guys, welcome back to another speed typing video. We're going to use Michael Hart's book again, ranking the 100 most influential people in history. We're going to roll the dice to figure out which person we're going to discover, put 5 minutes on the clock, and then I'll share some things if I notice some things as I read for 5 minutes. Then at the end of the 5 minutes, I have to deliver a verdict, the best I can tell with what the figure's type is. So let's get rolling here. We got 8, which means we're going to be in the 80s for the figure, and then we got 4. So figure 84 is who we're going to be talking about today. Okay, 84, we got Vasco de Gama, who I believe was an explorer or a conquistador of some sort. The name rings a bell from elementary school. So I'm going to start the timer for 5 minutes, and then we're going to get reading and get typing. Okay, just off the bat, to ask what kind of type, what kind of person likes to go exploring. He was a Portuguese explorer who discovered the direct sea route from Europe to India by sailing around Africa. What kind of person wants to do that? What kind of person is drawn to that? That's a question for consideration. Okay, so looks like the king, the Portuguese king, was looking for this direct route, probably for trade. And he selected Vasco de Gama, who was a minor aristocrat, to lead the expedition. Okay, so instead of going a safer route, they went south, which, according to the text, required much more skill and was a more daring adventure to get to the place faster, it sounded like. So what are we looking at here? Someone who has confidence in the skill to take a more difficult route in order to save time. You know, that could be a lot of functions, a lot of tools, but likely someone who values their effort expended on a journey. Okay, so he came back, and the king and him agreed it was a successful trip. He was off the coast for a long time. He was like out of sight, which was pretty astonishing. I think it said 90 days he was off the coast. Now, they said on the second expedition, it says that they went back out. De Gama's behavior on this expedition was utterly ruthless. Off the Indian coast, he seized a passing Arab ship after removing its cargo, but not its passengers. He kept the passengers on it, burnt the ship to a crisp. So he basically, he looted the ship and burnt the ship and all the people on it after he took the goods out of it. This ruthlessness is a little bit more of a conqueror energy, which is typically an NTJ. Now, it could be an SP who just is pragmatic and getting the job done. But the ruthless detail is sort of this pragmatic big picture usually. So I would say that's more likely an ENTJ, at least stereotypically. That's what the quality of being a ruthless leader is typically associated more with an ENTJ. All those aboard, several hundred people, men, women, and children perished when he burnt the ship. Wow, this is gonna be a little hard to convey, but when he got to the board, when he ported, he sounded like he had some kind of racial things where he demanded that, I think this leader banish all Muslims from the port. The leader hesitated, and De Gama seized, killed, and dismembered 38 Hindu fishermen and then bombarded the port. So he was very demanding, and when he didn't get his way, he killed a bunch of people and dismembered them. All right, that's the end of the 5 minutes. I'm going to give myself another 30 seconds or so to read. I feel like I'm very close to getting his type here. Okay, so for those deeds, he was richly rewarded by the King of Portugal, I guess for dismembering a bunch of people. Awarded him titles, estates, pensions, and other financial rewards. Okay, so that's the end of the 5 minutes. I feel like I was kind of on the cusp of starting to get some more details here, but I think we have enough to have a good conversation. So, there's different kinds of explorers. There are ones who are maybe more curious and just kind of want to soak it all up. There's ones who are more focused and conqueror-ish. You know, you think of like a Cortez, but on the sea. De Gama seems more of that type, particularly that detail with the ruthlessness of his second expedition, just killing people and taking their stuff. That's kind of the greed behavior that the darker side of the ENTJ is associated with. But on his first expedition, taking the more difficult route, like, we're not going to waste time taking the safer route, getting to that place. We're gonna push through it. We're gonna smack through it. We're gonna take the harder route. I'm gonna rely on my skill. I'm gonna do what I need to do to get there in an efficient manner. That could be different things, but that's a drive of an ENTJ leader. I think that makes a decision. We're going to be efficient. We're not going to waste time. We have the skill and the will to deal with the adversity that faces us. So this is another kind of contemplation of, I'm thinking of other figures who I won't mention because maybe I'll type them in the near future, who are ship leaders, crew leaders, exploring leaders, a little more ruthless perhaps, but also very willful. Okay, pay attention to that willful quality. If that emerges, that's likely an NJ, likely an NTJ, and likely in this case an ENTJ, who are naturally leaders. They are really naturally leaders. A lot of ENTJs will just take charge, guided by their will. They will make things happen and get things done. So with that being said, Vasco Da Gama, I think, is an ENTJ, the explorer, the ship pioneer, discoverer, who also seems kind of more like a conqueror to some extent, I think, is an ENTJ. So thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.